Expedite, the pre-workout, is designed to really help you get through those moments where you feel a little fatigued. Sometimes your body does get a little tired, it gets a little sore. With this kind of stuff, it picks you right back up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas being joined with Gabriel Flores Jr. It's Stockton, I believe, right? You're in Stockton right now?
I'm in Vegas, but I'm from Stockton, California. I'm in
Yeah.
Vegas, though. We just moved here because sparring was good in Stockton, but it was getting a little tough to get better sparring and a lot more people in. So we moved here. We're pretty much the capital of boxing, so we get sparring all day long.
How long have you been in Vegas for now?
I want to say since February, 19th.
How do you like it so far? I know the weather is a lot hotter there than Stockton, no?
Yeah, it is, but I enjoy the heat. The runs are nice, a nice view. So far, so good. I got no complaints.
You last fought in February on the Wilder Fury 2 card against Conway, that you went to 8 rounds for the first time in your career, right?
Yes, Matt Conway was my opponent.
Yeah. How was it going 8 rounds finally?
I went 8 rounds before. That was my first time going all 8.
Yeah.
But I'm always in shape, always ready to go to all 8. Sometimes I end the fight shorter, but no matter what the situation is, no matter what the fight is, I'm gonna make sure I'm always ready to go all the rounds and more.
Now, I was doing research on you for a few days now, and I saw your birthday was like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, May 1st, like about 5 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. You're 20 now, right?
20 years old, just turned 20.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I just had my brother and sister come down from Cali. They drove about 8 hours. My sister Eva Gutierrez, Roger Gutierrez, just family. The new gym here, Capatillos. We invited them, Mikey Williams. We had the Vargas family over, so we had a good day, man. I was blessed.
That's crazy, because I remember when Top Rank first signed you, I interviewed you, and you were still 16.
I was 16 years old.
Yeah, and it's crazy that it's been 4 years now, and that you're 20 years old. Time flies, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing, man. Time waits for no man. So you always got to make sure you're ready.
Now, how have you been during this whole time that all this has been happening and stuff like that? How have you been, and what have you been doing with all your free time?
I've been good, man. I just been training still, making sure I'm getting in shape, hoping I'll fight in June, But, yeah, still getting my runs in, early morning, training, extra free time, just studying, watching tape, more boxing tape, just trying to stay sharp in the mind.
How have you been able to train? Because I know a lot of gyms have been closed. Are you able to train at an actual gym?
Me and my pops right here at the house. We got a bag right here and everything. So we got mitts. We got everything we need. We got everything we need to make sure that we're ready if we do fight in June.
But I would imagine, though, it is kind of, kind of weird in a way, but I guess it would kind of take you back to like when you were a little kid, right?
Yeah. We used to always train in the garage.
Yeah.
All the time. And sorry, I'm getting a call. But yeah, I grew up always training in the garage for all my national tournaments, all of that. And but it brings back old memories, like you say. It will be easier to train in the actual gym, of course, but sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches and do what you got, work with what you got.
Have you been told that you're fighting in June? I know that Bob has said that he feels that Top Rank should be somewhat operational in June. Have they told you, like, hey, Gabe, there's a slot here for you in June?
A big possibility of fighting in June. So, like I said, I'm always make sure I'm ready. I'm never going to go in the ring half-ass or anything like that. Always 100%.
How would sparring, I guess, go? Would you still be able to spar, or is that something you wouldn't be able to do because of how like gyms are closed and not a lot of people are wanting to travel much?
It's for sure something I'll make happen. One way or another, I'll make sure I get some sparring in. If it comes on me, I got to get sparring. I got to get ready. I'm going to make it happen. just because I know I had to prepare myself right for the fight.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would imagine it would be a little bit challenging, huh?
Yeah, it won't be the easiest thing to get done, but if there's a way, there's a will, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But during this time, I get kind of, I don't get, but I could see how certain fighters aren't able to train because, gyms aren't open, training partners are open. And I think during this, it's crucial right now for fighters to like stay training because these dates are going to start coming like crazy.
Yeah, man, this is no time to take vacation, relax. This is no time at all. You always got to make sure you're pinpoint, but I mean, everybody knows that, man. It's only no time boxing coming back, and you just got to make sure you're ready. Me and my team always going to make sure we're ready, though.
With this free time, is there anything else that you've been doing, like outside of the training and stuff like that? Have you been learning new skills? I know a lot of people have been cooking.
I'm not much of the cooker, but I've been training a lot. I've been just, I'm trying to come out this quarantine a better me, a better fighter, a better boxer, sharper, smarter. So the whole time, all this free time, I'm just trying to improve on myself as a fighter.
What have you been trying to improve on, or what area do you think you want to like build upon from what you've seen in like your tape and your other fights?
Yeah, for sure. More going forward with my hands up, pressing the issue, and my work ethic. Training harder and making sure that when I go in the ring, I'm not getting tired at all. Because going those 8 rounds, I wasn't breathing heavy, but I still feel that. When we go to the 10 rounders, it's coming up close. So I'm going to be ready for the 10 rounders too.
You work hard though, man. You don't think you work hard enough?
Yeah. But, there's always a way to up your game, and that's what me and Pops are always looking forward to. There's always something extra to do. And, I got big goals. I set the bar high for myself. And so I'm getting ready to reach them.
What has your dad told you about the things that he wants to see you incorporate more? Are you guys more or less on the same page, or does he want to see certain things that you haven't thought of yet?
No, me and Pop's always on the same page. I just try to listen and proceed with what he tells me. I try to progress at everything he says. Sometimes I have I see something else too, and we'll just add that. But for sure, me and Pops, we communicate real well. We're always talking about it. We watch tape together, watch film. And so when it comes to training or in the fight, we're always on the same page. But like I said, just pressing the action more, going forward more, going in the body, like just keep it popping.
Why do you want to do that, pressure more? Is it because of what people have said in the past? Is it just a personal thing that you want to just be a more forward type of fighter? Like, what's prompting that?
I see in my fights, I let a lot of fighters off the hook. There's times that they're ready to go. And I'll press the action, but then sometimes I'll hold off a little bit. There's times I let a few fighters off the hook. Just like my last fight, I feel like I could have got them out of there. But like I said, that's just something we're working on right now. Just pushing the action, going forward, and digging deep. And like I said, once again, I just be letting them off the hook.
How is your relationship with your dad? Because I know now we're seeing a lot of like father-son trainers, and with me speaking to those like Robert and Ruben and especially Danny and Angel. Danny and Angel are like best friends. They have a really, really tight bond. How is that dynamic with you and your dad, and like how would you describe your relationship with him?
Well, when I was a baby, I was always by his hip. He always had me around, car drives, running little errands. So me and my pops are real close, real tight. We got a real good understanding ever since I was young. Since the amateurs, I knew there were certain things I couldn't do too much, like play basketball or something, just in case I roll an ankle or get hurt, when it comes so close to fight time. And when Pops would explain it to me, I always understood why, So that's good. Me and my Pops always had a good communication and a great understanding. And because I just feel it's because our bond is so tight. So I know whatever he tries to make me do or have me do, it's for the best.
That's good. Because I know a lot of times, us as sons, when our parents tell us to do something, we rebel and sometimes we don't want to do it and be like, no, like, shut up, Dad. Or like,
It's easy to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even got to catch myself,
Yeah.
So it's real easy to get frustrated, especially because it's my own pops and I hear him 24/7 all day, every day. But at the end of the day, We got to get the job done, and it's best when we both on the same page.
Mm. Has there ever been a moment in a fight where you're like, your dad told you something, you're like, no, I'm not gonna do that?
I never had that feeling in sparring, training, or in a fight. Because when Pops would tell me something, it's not just a blank statement. He'll break it down. If he has to break it down, he could always break it down. Every time I had a question, he had an answer. So he never told me something that left me clueless, like I questioned it or I didn't really understand it. Because like I said, every time he says something, he's real specific. And that's what helps a lot.
Did he just study boxing like growing up, or how did that like process begin with him?
My pops was a big boxing fan. Growing up, he was in the gym. He never had a fight, but he was in the gym. He watched boxing all day long before I was a boxer. Before me, it was my brother, Rogelio Gutierrez. He was a fighter, and my dad trained him. But my pops, he's been to a lot of the fights, a lot of the big-time fights. Like I said, he was a big fan, and him just watching, and he's real detailed. He's been to Oscar's fights. He's been to Vargas's fights, Trinidad's. He's been to Miguel Cotto's. So like I said, he's a big boxing fan. He'll go to Vegas, about 8 hours from our hometown, and he'll go watch. And so, like, he was always up to game.
It's crazy because you've done so well. And usually, I want to say like maybe 10 years ago, all the new boxers would be with trainers that had a long history of being a fighter and then becoming a trainer. But now we're seeing a lot of fathers able to take their sons to like the highest levels.
Yeah. Well, my pops says he was never stubborn. He always wanted to learn and learn and learn. I remember it was the nationals and the amateurs. My pops will always ask the more OG trainers, the older ones that been in the game real long. He asked questions, and my pops got answers. He held on to them. So my pops was always open-minded, always trying to learn. Like pops, he's a boxing fanatic. He's on it all day long. He watching tape. He's always trying to find ways to get better. So that's another thing. It makes it that much easier when you're on it 24/7 and. This is your job. This is your everyday thing right here.
Would you ever imagine having any other trainer but your dad?
Nah, just because it's since day one. 13 years in the game, only person that I ever trained with was my pops. So I couldn't imagine anybody else being a head chief in my corner besides my pops.
I could tell you guys are really close, and I think that also shows off in the ring too, like the way he communicates with you and everything like that. I think it'd be hard to replicate that from like another trainer because certainly, I don't know. I guess fathers are able to communicate in a certain way to their sons a lot differently.
It's a bigger advantage. He knows me from inside and outside the ring. No, he doesn't. Nobody knows how hard they could push me as well as my father does. And then again, I'm here all day with my pops. We're under the same roof. So anytime something comes to mind, boom, it's not even a phone call. He'll just come tell me or show me. We'll watch film together. So it's for sure an advantage, I feel.
Was your dad tough on you growing up?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah?
It was always like sometimes I'll spar and I'll do good, but he wasn't satisfied because he knew I could have done better. But if I had the more easygoing pops that I did good and he was okay with it, I wouldn't be the Gabe Flores I am today. I wouldn't have got signed at 16. I wouldn't have been doing the great things I'm doing today, and I'm blessed to be able to be doing. I feel if he was easier on me, maybe I wouldn't be as great as I am. So I know, like I said, everything my pops does is for a good reason. It's because he knows I could do better. He knows I'm not going to my full ability.
So you never got really like yelled at or got like a sandal thrown at you or like spanked and anything like that? He wasn't never like that strict or disciplinary?
Yeah, he yelled at me and all that. But like I said, at the time it was probably a little frustrating. But when I look back at it, I was like, man, because you got to understand, I'm real competitive in myself. I'll go on and think like, damn, I didn't do that good. I could have done a lot better because I'm hard on myself too. It makes it that much easier. Like I said, when Pops gets on me and I hear him out, and at the time I'm probably a little frustrated, not really hearing too much. But once I sit down and to myself in my own area, I think about it like he was right. I could have done better. I could have done this more. I could have done this better. So because like we said, we got a high expectations of ourselves. We got high goals. So to be able to reach them, we're not gonna reach them by just being okay or satisfied with anything. We got to keep on pushing for our absolute best or more.
I always got the chanclas thrown at me and stuff, but I was a little troublemaker growing up. You and your brother, did you guys box a lot? I know he's a little bit older than you, but were you guys always like messing around that way?
Yeah, all the time. But he was more like he'll go easy on me, like because he was 4 years older than me. He was a lot stronger than me growing up, and he would show me a lot. My brother, he was more like my dad's second helper when it came to me when we're both training, because my pops would explain, but sometimes my brother could explain it better just because the fact that he's doing the same exact thing. And I'd be, oh, okay. Growing up, it was harder, because I was always trying to do what my brother was doing, but I was running before I was walking, so I wasn't taking as slow as I should. And man, just having my brother made me that much better. Just because, like I said, he was like a second coach. He was right there. And it only makes it better that in the pros that I have my brother in my corner.
Yeah, I would say that that's like an advantage, too, of having a bigger brother, because he could show you a lot of things there, and you have a lot more opportunity to work through things and work through, like, technique with him.
Yeah, with having a boxing family and people that are real knowledge in it, know a lot about it, have around you is a big plus. It's a big advantage. Like all day you're getting good advice. Nobody's steering you wrong. It's all love right there. So for sure, it's a big advantage.
When I see you compared to some of the other young fighters and some of the young fighters in the past, you seem very grounded, very, very balanced. Like you haven't gone crazy. Like some of these guys go crazy with like all the money and the success.
Yeah. I think that just comes from my upbringing. Like I know how fast it is to how I seen people at the top before, and just you can lose it like that. I come from humble beginnings. I know how it is to live in the tough life. So I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for everything, and I'm blessed, and I'm making the most out of every opportunity. So I feel like that's why I'm able to stay grounded. And Pops always keep me in check. So I think that's even better.
Stockton's produced a lot of fighters, a lot of MMA fighters, but also a lot of boxing fighters. You hear stories about Stockton kind of being a rough place, but how is it being from there, and how rough is it growing up there in Stockton?
I'll just say it like this. We're ranked the top 5 in the country for gang activity. Gangs is real heavy in Stockton, but you just got to think about the consequences. And with being in Stockton, it's easy to get in trouble. It doesn't always have to be your fault. You could be in the wrong car and with the wrong person, around the wrong people, out of nowhere. Stuff happens real quick, real fast, and it's hard to react when it happens in Stockton. It's hard to react faster than a gunshot. So it's tough. It's tough. A lot of people have talent in Stockton. A lot of people could go far. But sometimes the street life just drags them down, brings them down, and that's why I feel like happy when I see somebody like, there's a great football player named Raleigh Brown. He's number 1 running back in the nation for his year, and he moved to LA to go to school out there. So to see people like that proceed and progress, and then let that the odds stack against them and go down, because I feel when you come from Stockton, the odds are stacked against you. It's that much harder to become successful at what you want to be in your career. So when I see somebody be successful at anything, not even just sports, just anything, it makes me feel good because they beat the odds. I feel like it's just that much harder, man, when you come from Stockton. A lot of distractions. Distractions. Real easy to get distracted.
Did you ever come close to like joining a gang or doing any of that stuff?
Pops always kept me level-headed. I always knew what I wanted as a kid. I'm talking about I was 7 years old in school, telling the teachers I'm gonna be a pro boxer, I'm gonna be a world champion. I was that young, telling them what I was going to be, and I'm making it true. So I always had a vision. I always knew what I was going to be. I always knew what my future was, and I was just too busy chasing it.
Yeah, I've noticed that usually when you have a goal as a kid, more times than not, it keeps you on a certain path, avoiding certain things because you have a goal, you want to accomplish something, so it stops you from like straying. But sometimes I guess the influence of friends could kind of like pull you away from that too.
It comes down to discipline, determination, dedication, and all that. Because like I said, it's easy to get distracted. Sometimes you gotta choose what's more important, and you gotta really talk to yourself in your head and let yourself know, like, what's more important, what you really want to do. You trying to don't jeopardize your career for just one situation, for one moment. Everything you worked hard for all these years, and so like that's another. Like I said, I'm grateful for where I'm at, and that's why I'm truly blessed, and I'm go hard just because I'm glad where I'm at, and I only want to go further.
Growing up, did you grow up pretty poor, or were things like pretty stable over there?
Things were pretty stable. My mom and pops were together, and then when they got divorced, mom's was doing pretty bad. Pops was always doing pretty well for himself, pretty decent, and but mom, she started struggling a little bit by herself, and then fortunately she passed, and then my brother and my sisters, they started doing better, and so they're doing good for themselves right now. But yeah, mom's had it tough, and then me, I started bringing up, like, sponsors started kicking in, and so right now we're doing pretty well.
Have you had any other jobs, or has it always been boxing?
I mean, the youngest you could get a job is 16, and that's when I got signed. So and the money started coming in since then. So I was blessed and grateful that I never had to clock in.
Wow, so you never ever like worked at McDonald's, never like washed cars, cut grass, nothing. It's always been boxing?
Always been boxing. I mean,
That's
I guess
crazy.
if you're that dedicated and you see yourself and you put yourself really into one situation as hard as you can, to the youth out there, if you really go hard at one career, no matter what it is, you probably won't have to work a day in your life, because when you're doing what you love, sometimes it's not really count as work.
Do you ever wonder what it would be like to have a job at one of those places? Or do you ever like sit back and think like, hey, it'd be nice, or it'd be kind of a cool experience to like go and just see how it's like?
That never really crossed my mind. More scary questions came by, more like, what would you do if you weren't a boxer? And that question, it really always hits me. That's what when they ask me that question, I get motivated to go right back to the gym and keep my spot and go even higher. Because without boxing, who knows where I would be right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. That's you think like, well, what would I be doing? And it could be like, doing some trouble in somewhere that you don't want to be doing stuff in, Yeah. At 20 years old, man, you've had 17 fights already, and you've come a long way. Are you happy with how your career's been up to this point?
Like I said, I'm happy, but I always want more. Each fight, I want to get better and better. We're working hard, man, and we're gonna touch a world title sooner or later. I'm not in no rush, but when it comes, I'm gonna be ready, and I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna grab another one. So, like I said, we got high goals, and we training, we working.
That's good. You understand the process. I think a lot of young guys rush it, and they rush it too early sometimes. And sometimes it pays off, but sometimes it backfires on them because they haven't had the right fights and the right looks to prepare them for when they finally reach that level of adversity later in their career.
I'll tell you why I'm so patient. I feel so good. I'm not worried about it because I know it's all coming. I know the real money's coming. I know the world title's coming. So the title's waiting on me. I'm not waiting on the title. All the money's waiting on me. I know it's just a matter of time. I got confidence in me and my team and my people around me. So I know for a fact I'm going to achieve it all and above. It's just time. That's all it is.
Where's all this coming from, Gabe? Because you're talking with conviction, and it's refreshing. You have to believe in yourself, especially in a game like boxing. But where's all this stem from?
It's because how hard I work, man. I work hard, and how much time I put into this. And this is me 24/7. I'm boxing. I love boxing. This is what I got, and this is what I do, and this is what I'm perceived to do. And I'm gonna be the best at. And I've been through some stuff in my life, man. Like some tough obstacles, losing my mom. I lost my great grandma, I lost my uncle, I lost my cousin, I lost friends. Like I said, growing up in Stockton is tough. You lose people too soon. You expect to, and I don't see anybody in the ring being tougher than any of my past problems. Ain't nobody gonna come across that's tougher than my problems that I had. That I'm dealing with. So that's why, man. I feel like just my city made me who I am, and I feel like I can't be beat. That's how I truly feel.
It's good to have that type of confidence in yourself, especially at this age too.
Yeah, like I said, I got a lot in my team. My team's a big part of it too. I'm really confident because I know my team's always working, and I know my team's ready just as much as I am.
So when you see Devin winning a world title, or Ryan getting all this popularity, or Teofimo winning a world title, there's no part of you that sometimes thinks like, man, like I want it now.
Nah, because that's great for them. Congratulations to them. But when I come up and when it's my time to shine, I'm gonna shine hard, and I'm not gonna go dull. I'm gonna keep shining.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not worried about that. It's just all about time. When I come, everybody will see, everybody will feel it, and everybody will realize what it is.
Yeah, you're still growing too, man. You're barely 20. You're not even into like your full frame and all that either.
Yeah, I'm only 20, man. A lot of people say they can't wait till they see I'm 23. And it's coming.
25, 26. That's when you start really developing as a man. Like when all that comes through.
Timing is everything. Timing is everything.
Is there I don't know. This is usually like a question that like comes up when someone dedicates their life to something like for such a long time. Do you feel like you missed out on your childhood at all or anything like that because you've been so dedicated to boxing?
I did, for sure. I did. But it's an all payoff, man. I never minded it because I was doing what I loved. Maybe if I was doing something that I wasn't too happy I was doing, then yeah, I regret a lot of things. But I don't have too many regrets. And that's one thing I for sure don't regret because there's a reason behind everything. There's a reason why I didn't go outside or play too much or go to certain field trips or, whatnot. It's because I knew what I was fighting for. And at that time, it did pay off. I was ranked number 1 in the nation, ranked number 1 in the world as an amateur. That got me signed at 16 years old. So, it all shows that if you put in the work, you put in the time, you're dedicated, you're disciplined, you're determined, good things will happen.
So you don't ever think back and be like, man, it would have been nice to like go here, or like you ever feel like, oh man, like too much boxing, like I never got to like experience like life.
Something like that. I never told myself too much boxing, but yeah, of course there's some situations I wish I could have made, some memories with my family I wish I could have been at. I see pictures like, dang, I wish I could have been there, but I knew what I was doing.
It's like, this is what I like when I see like young prospects like yourself, like from like a certain age, start developing and then becoming like champions. To me, I think it's the coolest thing in the world because you meet guys like yourself and others when they're just starting out, and then you see them progress and get better, and you see them achieve their dreams. To me, I think it's like a very gratifying thing. It's like one of the coolest things in the world to see as well. And seeing you build a success upon success upon success. With that being said, when do you feel ready for a world title shot? Do you think it's a year away, 2 years away?
It could be a year and some change. No more than 2, I feel, but who knows? Only God knows. But like I said, my O ain't a go though. So when it comes, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna get another one. Go up in the weight class and get another one, man. So we're gonna be here for a long time. I'm only 20, so I'm gonna keep my head straight, stay focused, and believe in the process.
You're 135 right now. Like, how high do you see yourself like going up? Like, how many weight classes?
Man, I want to go real high. You
Yeah?
know, like I said, I'm gonna be in this game for a minute. So at the end of my last career, and hopefully I hit 154. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know, hopefully, I'm hoping. I mean, it's been done before, and like I said, me comparing myself to somebody else, seeing somebody else do it, I feel like I always do it better. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I got high goals for myself, high long-term goals that I don't even talk about right now. I just keep it in my head because, you know, I ain't trying to shock nobody with my goals. But when it comes and when I'm near, I'm like, hey, watch this. It's gonna happen, and then boom, I'll make it happen.
Put them out there. You got to put them in the universe. What are these goals? I want to hear. I'm curious, man.
I'm saying, man, like I plan on doing big things. I want to unify titles. I want to become #1 pound for pound. Like, this is my life, man. This is what I really do here all day, every day. And so I do see myself at 154 winning a world title, whoever's there, you know. And maybe if I fill up, get a little bigger, maybe I could go higher after winning a world title. Or maybe that weight class will just be a little too big. Who knows? But want to keep it pushing, man. I'm just excited for the future. Real excited. I can't wait to see what it holds.
How at 135, like, how do you feel weight wise? Like, is the cut still pretty good?
Yeah. I fight at catch weight. I fight at 33.
At 33?
Yeah, I fight at catch weight. So I think I'm gonna go down to 130, grab a quick title there. You know, I think I'll go there and then jump up to 135 whenever I feel like I'm gonna go to the 135, because I feel like I can make 130. And, you know, I've never been the one to take an easy way out. So we're going to work. And I believe we're going to get that title at 130.
Would it be a hard cut, or the cut right now as it is pretty easy?
It's pretty decent. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I know what I got to do. And as long as I follow a game plan, follow suit, it's smooth. It's no problem.
So at 130, I would say, well, you're probably cutting from like 145, 140. Like when I wrestled at 130, but I would come down from 150 to 130 in a span of like a month and a half. I think I would give myself to just go little by little, keep coming down. Is that around the weight like you're coming down from?
145.
145. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured. The diet, how is the diet? Because you being so young, I would imagine you just burn through everything. So it's not, you're at an age where you could still eat a lot of stuff and still make weight, huh?
It depends, man. But I like to stay real strict and true to the game. It's steak and white rice, salmon and white rice. I try not to eat too much bread. You know, I try to stay away from that. And it always feels good when my body's lean and cut and I'm sparring and I feel in shape. I'm not getting tired and I'm, you know, good ways away from the fight.
You don't ever binge eat after the fight, though?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I binge eat like crazy. You know, it ain't 24/7, but when training camp's on, it's on. Mm-hmm. But after the fight, man, I eat good. I like to eat dessert. I got a sweet tooth, all that. Mexican food, tortillas, all that.
Yeah, that's what I would do after every wrestling tournament, man. I'd go eat on a pizza binge, man. I'd be eating like a whole pizza. It was terrible.
Yeah, man. Every time I go back home to Stockton, I always got to get some Eddie's pizza. That's what I miss from home. We got like a little spot back at Stockton, a little good Eddie's pizza. I just haven't found a pizza out there like that.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. It's because you deprive yourself of all this food for such a long time that when you can finally eat it, you just like go crazy and you start eating everything you see.
And it tastes 10 times better too.
Yeah, it does. but the hardest part is like, oh shit, all right, I'm 15 pounds over. I like, God damn, I gotta run. Like I gotta.
Yeah, look it in the mirror, man. Look it in the mirror. See yourself like, damn, I'm not used to seeing myself like this. Let's hit the treadmill real fast. Let's go outside and bust some miles.
And it kind of freaks you out too because you're thinking like, I gotta be at this weight. I gotta be at this weight. I gotta run even harder. I gotta run even. That first day is the worst because you want to overdo it because you think you're magically gonna lose like 10 pounds in that one run.
My thing more is like the training. Me going back to the gym and knowing I'm gonna be out of shape kills me. Like, dang, man, I'm gonna get tired quick. Hitting the pads or sparring, I'm gonna get tired. That's what kills me more than anything. Cause when it comes to the weight, I know I'm gonna get it off. But it's just when I go back in the gym, the feeling of being out of shape, it always sucks.
You were touted as like hopeful for the Olympics, and then you guys chose not to go to the Olympics. I read a little bit. It had some to do with like the headgear and other things. Do you look back now and feel like you made the right decision?
Hell yeah. You see how far they pushed back the Olympics?
Yeah.
They're saying possibly 2 years.
2 years?
Possibly.
Yeah? Wow.
It's not a fact yet, but I heard something like that. So imagine me being on the shelf, or maybe if I was amateur, I'd be like, let's just go pro then. Then I wasted all that time. You know what I'm saying? So It's God's plan, man. So far in boxing, we made all the right decisions.
Yeah, this would have been your Olympic Games then, huh?
Yeah, 2020, man. I was supposed to be in Tokyo. I mean, ever since I was, I want to say 12 years old, I knew ever since they put it out, I was going to be in Tokyo. Like, once I put my mind to or something, that's what it is. But they changed it a lot. They took off the headgear. Not that many boxers were on commercials. Boxing wasn't really on TV. It just didn't seem as prestige. But, of course, a gold medal is a gold medal. It's a beautiful thing to win. But I felt when that contract came, it made me rethink everything. And I felt the contract was the best way to go and turn pro. Because I knew I was made for the lights. I was ready for the press conferences, the weigh-ins, the face-offs, and all that. I've been looking forward to that ever since I was a kid. Watching Floyd do it, and all that. And watching Oscar De La Hoya do it. Tito, Roy, all of them.
It's true, man. But like you mentioned, a gold medal, that's a very rare thing. But so is a world title, though, too.
Yeah. A gold medal is special, man. To everybody who won them, they did something that a lot of people haven't done, So, if you win a gold medal, big ups to you. But that wasn't part of my way. That wasn't my path, God had for me. He had me take another route, and I felt it was the best route for me.
So you don't really think about it much anymore then, huh? Or
have you? Like I said, that's one thing I also don't regret. I don't regret it at all. I'm very happy with the decision me and Pops made.
What do you make of the current crop of the amateurs coming up? I'm sure that you're still friends with a lot of people on Team USA. What have they said about the Olympics getting pushed back a year or maybe 2 years?
I don't really know too many, man. I don't really keep in contact with too many people from the Olympics. For the amateurs, to be 100% honest with you, the only one is Harley Medeiros from New York. We've been real close. He comes over. He trains with us time to time. It's been a while since he came and trained with us, but he does. He didn't seem too worried about it. But I know there's a lot of amateurs that are, dreading it and really hurt about it. So yeah, man, that's bad. It sucks that happened. Weird, man. How it worked with the coronavirus and everything. How put a big effect. I never imagined anything like this happen. I mean, quarantine and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. I've been cooped up here in this apartment for weeks. Doing what they're telling us to do, but yeah, there's some days, man, where I go nuts sometimes. I gotta go outside and run.
Yeah, you got to get that fresh air, man.
Yeah, it's true, man. Outside of boxing, do you have any other interests? What do you like to do?
Yeah, right now, after this interview, I'm probably going to go golf real fast, hit at the range. That's one thing I want to get better at. It's pretty difficult. It's hard, Well, I'm a new golfer, so I'm right there at that stage. I'm barely hitting the ball and stuff, so I'm just trying to make sure I hit it straight. I like bowling. I like going bowling. Something. If I'm real bored, I'm not much of a gamer, but I'll jump on the game, have some fun on the game. But I'm not a gamer. I don't play Call of Duty and all that. I don't play that. If I play a game, it's more like sport games or anything.
So are you normal? Are you a normal kid outside of this?
Yeah. I am. I'm not a robot the whole time talking about boxing and all that. You know what I mean?
That's funny, man. Do you keep in contact with some of the younger guys? Do you have a relationship with, a Ryan or a Carlos Balderas or Teofimo? Do you know these guys well?
Carlos.
Yeah.
He was at my last fight. Me and Carlos are real cool. Every time I see Teofimo, he shows love. I'm real cool with Teofimo. That's probably about it. Yeah, from the pros, I'm probably missing somebody in the back of my head. But, Rolly, he's pretty cool. I know Rolly. I see him every once in a while. I'll dab him up, shake his hand, say what's up. He's cool, real cool.
I like Carlos, man. Carlos is a good kid. I really like Carlos.
Real stand-up guy, man. He's real cool.
It's just it's unfortunate what happened in the last fight. I was there live working the fight, the broadcast, and, yeah, it was a tough setback, But
Yeah, I mean, this is boxing, man. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Anything could happen. You know, it's a minor setback for a major comeback, I
yeah,
feel.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
how many greats, have the loss? You know what I mean? A lot of greats have losses, it's part of the game, man. But I feel he'll come back strong, man. I got faith in him still.
No, I do too. And what showed me that is he got up. The times that he was knocked down, he got up. A lot of people wouldn't have. They would have just said, you know what, forget it. And he kept through. So
Yeah.
that to me showed me a lot more about what's in him as compared to everything else.
Yeah, for sure. It is unfortunate, but he's gonna bounce back.
So your first fight, you sold out like the arena up there in Stockton.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like they've gravitated to you so much over there, and like you have this really, really big fan base up there?
Well, let me tell you, man, since I was 7 years old, I've been representing Stockton ever since I fought. Every time I was outside the city or state, I had Stockton on me. No matter if it was on my trunks or my shirt. I was in Russia, the other side of the world, damn near, and I had Stockton, man. I was talking about Stockton all day long, doing videos for them. I've been in the Stockton Record, little newspaper out there back at home. I go to the elementary schools. I go to the high schools. I talk to them about like the things I tell you. Like they could really go far. I just try to give them that motivation, let them know that they're not limited. Because a lot of people think they're limited. A lot of you think they're limited just because of where they come from, just because the odds are stacked against them. I let them know that they can still become whatever they admire to be. Because I do things like that, because I really take part of my city in the community, and I got love for them. So they see that and they appreciate it. And to see somebody coming up from Stockton and showing love back, so they show it to me. And for me, walking out to that ring and seeing them holding pictures of my moms and all that showed me that they really do support me and love me. It's one thing buying your ticket and everything and coming, I appreciate that. But when they know my mom means a lot to me and keeping her name alive. And so them coming and bringing pictures, like, it was just another, like, wow, man. Like, I didn't expect that at all. So, man, I'll forever be a Stocktonian, forever be from Stockton, forever rep them, no matter what, so, and they know that. So that's why they show that love.
It's very rare to see a fighter sell out like that so early on in their career.
Yeah.
Like the first name that comes to my head is like Oscar. Oscar's first fight, he sold out the Forum in Inglewood. But since then, I haven't really seen anybody else, man. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. Very grateful for it. But it takes time, man. You can't just start young in your city one day you wake up. You got to really be invested in it. And I've been invested in it, So they know who I am and what I stand for. And it's a big fighting city. Like you said, it's a fighting city, a lot of crime. So when they see somebody doing good, they'll get behind it.
Your last fight, I saw Jose Ramirez in your corner. You guys pretty close friends? Like what brought that about?
Yeah, me and Jose are real cool, man. Real cool. He shows me a lot of love, gives me tips. So I'm very grateful for that. And Rick Merrigan, my advisor, he helped me put on the Stockton Arena fight. Big up to him. Thanks to him, because he played a big part in the Stockton Arena fight. And so he works with Rick real close, Jose. He's actually, I think he's Jose's manager. Yeah. So he works with him real quick. So that's what kind of got us to know each other. And once we met, we became real cool. So big ups to Jose Ramirez.
How did you guys meet?
Through Rick.
Through Rick?
He introduced us. Yeah, he introduced us. I went to a few of his fights. And then Rick started getting me in the back with him before his fight. So we talked, shook hands. And then my pops, he met him more. And so just more through conversation when he met us, we became real cool.
Yeah, Jose, he does a lot of good things for the people.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's a big asset to a city, and to his area code. He could even go further than just saying his city. He does a lot.
You guys ever sparred together or work out together?
Nah, not yet. We worked out together. We worked out together in the same gym, but no, not on sparring.
Well, one day, you can learn from each other, sparring and working and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, so maybe June then, or a few months from now, you'll get a fight, you think?
I believe so. June, they're talking about the big possibility. So I say June.
June? How active do you think you will be this year? with everything going on?
I think I'll have, say, June, probably 4 more fights tops.
Wow. Yeah?
Maybe 3. Yeah. Yeah, I stay active, man. After I fight, I take 2 weeks off and we right back in the gym. Sometimes a week, because I get that itch, man. I'll get off a week and I'll be chilling and I'll just be bored sometimes. I don't have nothing else to do. So I'll be like, man, let's get in the gym. You know, because like I said, I got love for the sport. It's not just like something I feel I have to do. I love doing, you know what I'm saying? So getting in the ring always feels good. So sometimes it's just a week and I'm right back at it. Like, I remember my Stockton Arena fight? I fought May 4th. And then I fought June 9th right after. A month in a couple days, you know? So that was a quick turnaround.
How do you not get burnt out?
I think it's all just the love from the sport, knowing what I really want to do. I think it got to be like in you to really want to do that, you know, because Pops never said, hey, you're going to do this and this. He always asked if I felt comfortable doing it. He never forced me into a situation like that. So when they brought it up to me, I was like, June 9th? Yeah, hell yeah, I'll fight again. And I didn't even take a break. After a big victory like that in my hometown, a lot of people would have celebrated and took some time off. But me, we went right back at it. And fighting more money means more money in my pocket.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, right?
I got mouths to feed, man, you know?
Well, good chat, man. Thank you so much, Gabe. I appreciate it, bro. It's good to catch up with you.
Yeah,
4 years
for sure,
later.
Man.
I remember you signed that contract.
Yeah, don't come contact with me 4 years later again, man.
No. I'm going to stay in contact with you. Hey, I'm really happy for you, though. I really am. I really meant when I said that it's the coolest thing in the world to see a kid like you grow. And it's like we're seeing your dreams come true before our eyes. And
yeah.
that is one of the most gratifying things about covering boxing and being involved in boxing is seeing young men like yourself achieve their dreams before your eyes.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man, and all the support and having me on, man. I appreciate you.